Hello, it's Susan here from Komori no Hime Cosplay, and today we're going to be making the cape for Halloween Sakura from Zombieland Saga. For Sakura's cape pattern, I'm using Simplicity 4015, View A, and some black cotton. Sew the two cape front pieces to the cape back piece along the shoulder seams. And we're going to do this twice, once for the outer fabric and once for the lining fabric. Turn the cape right side out and top stitch along the edge. I'm starting and ending about an inch away from the neckline. This is so that we can add the collar later on. The pattern that I'm using does not have a collar, so I made one out of wrapping paper. Hopefully this works. It may be better to start with a pattern that has a collar, but since I was just using what I had on hand, I decided to make my own. And I cut two of the collar pieces out of black fabric, and on one of them applied some fusible interfacing. Putting right sides together, sew the two pieces of the collar together along the edge, leaving the neckline open so we can turn it right side out. Then I turned the collar right side out and top stitched all along the edge. Now it's time to attach the collar to the cape. So I opened up the neckline of the cape and sewed the collar on to one side of it. I then folded the opposite side of the collar inward and hand stitched it into place. I also sewed on a hook and eye for closure in the front. And here's what it looks like on the dress form. The neck of the dress form is a bit smaller than my own neck, so it wouldn't be quite this tight when I wear it. The collar is a bit on the floppy side, which works okay since in the reference image her collar isn't super rigid. However, I'm not super thrilled with the patterning on this. And while I really like the lining aspect of the cape, I think it makes it look very nice and neatly finished. Just the fact that I used cotton on it, and this is a bit of a thicker cotton, it doesn't drape a whole lot. It's kind of rigid, which is the opposite of what I needed for the collar. So unfortunately, to be honest, I am not thrilled with how this turned out at all, but I'll go ahead and make the bow and hopefully it'll look okay with the dress and the rest of the costume. To finish off the cape, I made a bow out of the same purple cotton that I used for the hat band so that the purples would match, and I attached it to the cape using some snaps on either side. Though if you want an alternative, you could use ribbon and tie it around, you could sew ribbon to it, whatever is your preference. And with the addition of the bow, the cape is done. I'm still not 100% happy with the cape, however, the bow, I feel, does make a significant difference. It looks a lot better with the bow. So now it's time to move on to the rest of the costume. Hello, me from the future here. So I finished the rest of the costume and put it all on the dress form and realized that the collar of the cape was too small because the collar of the dress, when I put them on together, it would bunch the dress collar and it looked really bad. So I ripped off the hook and eye, and we're just going to not have those on the cape, and I took the snaps off of the bow and moved them further over. So it'll be a bit wider, and now you can see the collar, and it's not bunching up strangely. And with that, Sakura's cape is done. I know things did not go very well during this video, but I hope you were able to learn from my mistakes. And if you want to see more cosplay tutorial videos that hopefully go a lot better, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.